Many celebrities work hard to keep their private lives out of the spotlight, so you may not realize that some of them have super solid marriages to partners who are, well, as gorgeous as they are. As one of the top guns of the supermodel era, Cindy Crawford had her pick when it came to men, and she chose model Rande Gerber. Crawford was originally married to Richard Gere, but after their 1995 divorce, she and Gerber hooked up. They got married 3 years later and had 2 children together. These days, Gerber rubs shoulders with the who's who of Hollywood. He's close pals with fellow dreamboat George Clooney, with whom he founded the tequila brand Casamigos. And he's not just gorgeous. At home and on social media, Gerber's quite the romantic and endlessly dotes on his wife. Even after decades together, he took to Instagram to gush, "I didn't just choose the most beautiful girl in the world. I chose the girl that made my world more beautiful." And if that's not enough, Crawford told People magazine that her husband still surprises her with roses. Anne Hathaway married actor and jewelry designer Adam Shulman in 2013, after 4 years of dating. But before that, Princess Mia kissed a major frog, repeatedly. In 2008, her relationship with her boyfriend of 4 years, Raffaello Folieri, fell apart when he was sent to prison for wire fraud and money laundering. These days, Hathaway and Shulman spend most of their time in the chill environment of Brooklyn, and Hathaway still seems to be crazy about him, telling Elle, "He changed my ability to be in the world comfortably. I think the accepted narrative now is that we, as women, don't need anybody, but I need my husband. His unique and specific love has changed me." Mariska Hargitay may be known for her gritty work on Law & Order Special Victims Unit, but far fewer know she's got a hot man at home, Peter Hermann. The couple met on the set of the show in 2001. Months later, after a lengthy discussion on religion, Hermann invited her to church. Hargitay told InStyle, "I just about passed out when I saw him there. I thought, that's my husband." Fast forward to 2004, and the couple tied the knot. Hermann is a respected actor with a lengthy list of credits, including the hit show Younger. He also had recurring roles on Blue Bloods and the short-lived TV series A Gifted Man, and starred in Philomena opposite Judi Dench. Hermann and Hargitay have 3 kids together.
My God, I'm so happy. I'm so in love, and I'm so happy.
And did he?
Life is great.
Julia Stiles met her husband-to-be, Preston Cook, on the set of the 2015 film Go With Me. In 2017, they worked together again on the series Riviera. Stiles told Marie Claire, "We were so lucky because you often don't get to work together, and if you're away from each other, it can be hard on your relationship. It turned into the most romantic experience ever." Cook's acting career included appearances in shows like Smallville and The Twilight Zone, as well as a recurring role on The L Word. He then transitioned to a career behind the lens, working as a camera assistant on notable projects like The Revenant and Deadpool. The couple's relationship thrived despite the demands of working in the film industry, and they tied the knot in 2017 and have since had 2 children together. When asked how she knew Cook was the one, Stiles told Today, "He's just a really good man." Gwyneth Paltrow, renowned actor and founder of Goop, shares her life with Emmy-winning TV producer and creator Brad Falchuk. While Falchuk may not be a household name, his success in the entertainment industry is undeniable. He co-created Glee, Scream Queens, American Horror Story, and Pose. The couple met in 2010 when Paltrow made a guest appearance on Glee. They were introduced by Falchuk's creative partner, Ryan Murphy, who told People, "They're both so great. If you meet them, you would root for their love story." Falchuk seems to adore Paltrow, gushing, "She's the perfect wife." Falchuk and Paltrow each have 2 children from previous marriages, but despite the challenges of being a step-parent, they've made it work. According to Paltrow, the blended family has been amazing and a journey, and now it's like one of the things that brings me the most happiness in my life. I've learned so much about myself through the process. Michele, known for her roles in Glee and Funny Girl, found happiness with Zandy Rich, a former lacrosse star and president of the clothing company Air. The relationship began as a friendship after they met at a mutual friend's wedding. The initial connection blossomed into romance, and in 2017, the couple made their public debut, strolling hand-in-hand through New York City after lunch. The couple tied the knot in 2019. Michele recalled their proposal to People, saying, "We both blacked out and were like, what? Did we say yes? Is this happening?" Michele credits Rich for helping ground her after years of being laser-focused on her career. Together, Rich and Michele have 2 kids, a son named Ever and daughter named Emery. Despite both being A-list actors, Amanda Seyfried and her husband, Thomas Sadoski, are very private people. The couple met while working together in the 2015 off-Broadway production of The Way We Get By. Sadoski told James Corden about their wedding, which took even the tabloids by surprise.
We eloped. We just took off into the country with an officiant and just the 2 of us, and we did our thing.
Seyfried is known for her work in Les Miserables, Mamma Mia, and of course Mean Girls. Sadoski, on the other hand, does more indie film and TV roles. He starred on the CBS series Life in Pieces and appeared on the NBC miniseries The Slap. Sure, the world knows Nate Berkus for his stunning design work, but he's also got a hot, equally gifted husband, Jeremiah Brent. Berkus and Brent tied the knot in 2014 at the New York Public Library, shortly before the birth of their daughter, Poppy. 3 years later, they welcomed their son Oscar. When Oscar was born in 2018, Brent took to Instagram to post, "Yesterday, life cracked open in a way I didn't think it could again with the birth of our son Oscar Brent Berkus. Love multiplied."
Our relationship is always the most important thing. It always is.
The couple not only live and parent together, they also co-host HGTV's The Nate and Jeremiah Home Project, where they team up to renovate homes with their unique sense of style. Amy Adams and her actor-artist husband, Darren Gallo, were together for almost 15 years before they finally tied the knot in May 2015. When the Times asked why it took so long for them to commit, Adams quipped, "We always had the commitment, but now he's stuck with me, and I can really act out." I'm kidding. The truth is, I feel a stronger sense of family, a bigger sense of permanence, which is a nice thing for me. The couple has one daughter, Aviana, born in 2010. After a decade of tumultuous Hollywood romances, Julia Roberts finally found true love when she met cinematographer Daniel Moder on the set of The Mexican in 2000. Their love affair was equally tumultuous. Moder was reportedly still married when Roberts first took interest in him.
"That's not my fault. You kissed him!"
Whatever happened or didn't, it seems the couple was meant to be. Julia opened up in an interview with Oprah, saying, "Because of being married, I've met people and experienced all these little things that have nurtured my life. Not so much changed it, just nurtured it in a way that's astounding." The couple has been happily married since 2002 and have 3 children together. Elizabeth Banks is one of the funniest women in Hollywood, having played starring roles in movies as far-ranging as Zack and Miri Make a Porno and the Hunger Games series. Say nothing about her insanely funny direction of 2023's Cocaine Bear. So when it came to a romantic partner, Banks needed somebody who could keep up, and her husband, Max Handelman, has been doing just that since 1992. The couple actually met at college and have been inseparable ever since.
First of all, we chose well, right? Way back in 1992, we chose well.
Banks and Handelman moved to LA and tackled Hollywood as a team. They got married in 2003 and have forged a strong working relationship in the years since. They produced the first Pitch Perfect movie together before Banks took over directing duties on the sequel, developing the script at their kitchen table. Speaking with Vanity Fair, she explained, "We have always made decisions that kept us together as a couple. We like working together. We're good at working together." America Ferrera made a name for herself as the not-so-ugly star of Ugly Betty. Although she was ignored by male suitors on the show, in reality, Ferrera had little trouble finding the right man with whom to settle down. Back in 2011, she married Ryan Piers Williams. Ferrera met Williams in college when he cast her in a student film. She told People, "We kind of connected from the get-go on that professional level, and that was something that really drew us to each other." Actor has worked on several movies with her husband, who also acts and writes. She gushed to HuffPost, "It really is amazing to be able to work with somebody who knows your strengths, knows your weaknesses, and is there ultimately to support you. To be able to be that for each other in life and then to be able to carry that into work is incredible." Celebrated fashion designer, former Project Runway judge, and multimillionaire Michael Kors is all about the finer things in life. And apparently, he loves nothing more than spending a quiet night in with his husband Lance LePere, watching TV and chilling out. When asked by Women's Wear Daily about their 2011 wedding, Kors replied, "We're probably the only people who got married on the beach, jumped in a Jeep, went to East Hampton, had pizza at Sam's, and went to see The Help." LePere is now the creative director of women's collection design for Kors' label, but he and Kors met back in 1990 when he was just a lowly intern. Kors was actually the first high-profile fashion name to get married in a same-sex ceremony after gay marriage was legalized in New York.
I'm very, very happy. It's a wonderful thing when, like, a career does so well and your personal life does so well.
When it came to choosing a partner to share her life, Jessica Chastain settled down with fashion executive Gianluca Passi de Preposulo, who happens to be genuine, authentic Italian aristocracy. The two tied the knot in Italy in 2017 in a spectacular 17th century Venetian villa owned by his family. Funny enough, just a few years back, Chastain told People that marriage wasn't a deal breaker for her, admitting, "To me, marriage is not an important thing." Evidently, Chastain's husband is a game changer. Sometime during the 80s, Lisa Kudrow met French-born Michel Stern, who was dating a French roommate of hers at the time, and felt an instant spark. She recalled to the Daily Mail, "I saw him and went, well, he's the perfect man, and it's all ruined because now they're together." Kudrow respected the girl code, and nothing came of it just then. Fast forward 6 years, and Kudrow and Stern's paths cross again. This time at a party hosted by the same French woman who briefly dated him years before. Now free to mingle, Stern and Kudrow got talking and haven't stopped since. They got married in 1995 and have a son together. The pair's easygoing affection has kept their marriage going strong. As Kudrow told Glamour, "We're committed to our marriage working. But oh, I don't want to jinx it. I'm superstitious." Back in 2013, a mutual friend set Eva Longoria and Latin American media honcho Jose Bastón up on a blind date, but the timing wasn't right. Speaking to People, Longoria explained, "I was getting out of a bad relationship, and he was getting out of a relationship, so there wasn't a connection."
And we both been married before, and we kind of just wanted something different.
But love finds another way. 6 months later, the pair met again, and this time around, sparks flew. They dated for 3 years before tying the knot in a star-studded Mexican celebration in 2016. Though her husband isn't a fan of the spotlight, Longoria takes every opportunity to sing his praises. She told Entertainment Tonight, "I make dinner almost every night, and we have a glass of wine all the time. I mean, yes to conversation, but the wine is important. The couple have one son together." In 2019, Emma Stone was suddenly wearing an engagement ring. That's how the world found out the notoriously private star was planning to marry her boyfriend Dave McCary, whom she reportedly met on the set of SNL where he was a segment director. But the couple still managed to keep things on the down low. They were spotted out and about on coffee runs or at basketball games, but even their wedding happened out of the spotlight. All we really know is that it happened sometime in 2020. Stone made a rare remark about her personal life that year, telling Entertainment Tonight, "I feel pretty good about starting my own pack." Sure enough, the couple expanded their family in 2021 with the birth of their daughter, Louise Jean McCary. If you're a fan of the Harry Potter films, then you may already know who Margot Robbie is married to. Tom Ackerley made an oh-so-brief appearance in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
You know when Draco pushes some kids out of the way to see Buckbeak in the 3rd book?
Yeah.
He pushes my husband out of the way.
Robbie happens to be a massive Potterhead.
I was like, had you told me sooner, we would have been married very quickly.
Robbie and Ackerley got to know one another on the set of her 2014 film Suite Française, on which he was 3rd assistant director. Soon enough, Robbie moved into a house in London with a few friends, including Ackerley, whom she eventually began dating. The couple later formed a production company, Lucky Chap Entertainment, and have gone on to produce Oscar-nominated features like I, Tonya, as well as the 2023 blockbuster Barbie. Years before she became an actor, Gal Gadot was in a desert in Israel attending what she described to Vogue as a chakra/yoga retreat type of party. That's where she ran into her friend and future husband, Darren Varsano. Both Varsano and Gadot were there trying to figure out life and love. But as Varsano recalled to Vogue, "We started talking at 10 p.m. and we kissed at sunrise, and we held hands on the drive back to Tel Aviv." By their second date, Varsano was sure he wanted to spend his life with Gadot. They tied the knot in 2008 and have 4 daughters together. One of Elizabeth Olsen's superpowers is privacy. Even the news that she'd married her musician boyfriend Robbie Arnett only became public by way of an offhand admission to Variety during a 2021 interview. The couple first met on a vacation in Mexico, and social media shy Olsen disclosed her romantic status the traditional way, while giving a radio interview to Sway Calloway on Sway's Universe.
My boyfriend's in a cool band called Milo Green.
Did you just shamelessly plug your boyfriend's band?
Yes, I did, because I really like him.
Olsen and Arnett eventually moved in together and by 2019 were engaged to be married. They tied the knot sometime during the next year. Their wedding seems to have been a super intimate affair, with details of it only reaching the public much later in 2022.
We eloped
Nice.
and then we had a wedding at another time. I just never talked about it.
Alexandra Daddario and Andrew Form's paths first crossed when they walked past each other one fine day in New York City. Daddario recalled the moment to Vogue, saying, "He turned back and said hi, just as I was turning around to glance back at him. I laughed and said hi, and then we both laughed about how we were the only 2 people on what is normally an incredibly busy street, and he asked if he could take me to dinner."
I love jazz.
Amazing.
In fact, if you put jazz on, I might have to slip into something more comfortable.
Form, who is a veteran horror film producer with credits that include The Texas Chainsaw Massacre and The Purge, invited her over 2 weeks later, and the rest, as they say, is history. Before their marriage in 2022, Daddario talked about their relationship to People, saying, "I feel very at peace with him and very happy, and I just feel very lucky." Daddario is also not stingy when it comes to sharing sweet couples photos with her fans and followers, so it turns out that sometimes when a total stranger on the street asks you to dinner, saying yes is actually a good idea. Jennifer Lawrence was introduced to her future husband, Cook Maroney, by a most excellent best friend in 2018. Their relationship was fresh tabloid fodder, but Lawrence was determined to keep her personal life private. She later told Vanity Fair that she even ditched her security detail when she and Maroney went out on dates, saying, "I mean, how mortifying would that have been?" Maroney is an art dealer who's currently working as director of the preeminent New York-based Gladstone Gallery. Their relationship moved fast. The pair got married in 2019, after just a year of dating. Lawrence opened up in a New York Times interview, saying, "I'm so happy I didn't freak out and cancel the wedding and run away and go, I'll never be taken down. In fact, married life seems to agree with Lawrence, judging by an interview with People, in which she confided, "I really enjoy going to the grocery store with him. I don't know why, but it fills me with a lot of joy. I think maybe because it's almost a metaphor for marriage. Okay, we've got this list. These are the things we need. Let's work together and get this done." The couple became proud parents of a son in 2022 and welcomed another baby in 2025. Matt Dallas and Blue Hamilton aren't the private type. In fact, they broadcast scenes from their marriage to nearly 400,000 fans who tune into their YouTube channel. The pair, who've been married since 2015, go on adventures that range anywhere from living in the mountains to fostering chickens and home renovation projects. Their relationship began in one of Hollywood's most iconic haunts, the Viper Room. Hamilton, who's a songwriter, told Pop Sugar, "I remember him looking around at me and just locking eyes with him." Dallas was in a relationship at the time, but he had a feeling his connection with Hamilton would lead somewhere. In a 2013 tweet that also made public his sexual identity, Dallas told the world that he was engaged to Hamilton. 2 years later, with license in hand, the pair made another post announcing that they were officially married. Together, they adopted 2 kids, a son named Crow and a daughter Rosa, who make regular appearances in their parents' popular vlogs. Speaking to HuffPost about parenthood, Hamilton said, "We just knew that we were going to foster and adopt. I know it's changed us, and it's made us stronger." Pentatonic star Scott Hoying celebrated a major milestone in 2023 when he married his longtime partner Mark Manio after 6 years of dating.
How excited are you to marry the man of your dreams, Scott?
Excited, I'm so excited.
Hoying, who, according to the Dallas Observer, considers Manio his muse, expressed his deep gratitude and joy about their marriage, telling People, "I knew pretty early on that Mark was my dream man, and I genuinely feel like the luckiest man on earth to get to marry him." Hoying is massively in love with Manio and isn't the least bit shy about the reasons, saying, "What I love about Mark is that he is the most loving, gentle, genuinely kind ray of sunshine that you'll ever meet, always. It's like a superpower. He just loves life, loves people, loves every single part of me. I just know he is going to be the most amazing father in the world to our children." Manio, who's a professional model, feels the same way about his husband and is similarly unabashed about expressing his love, saying, "He is truly one of a kind. He leads through life with such a unique, electrifying presence. And of course, he is the most handsome man I have ever laid eyes on. He lights up my life in every single way." The couple are excited to start a family and are now actively exploring surrogacy, and they don't take for granted the freedom they have to pursue their dream of parenting. Hoying touched upon the challenges faced by many in the LGBTQ+ community, saying, "I think we, like so many queer people growing up, wonder if they'll ever even come out, and if they'll ever find love, and for some of us, if gay marriage would ever be legal. The fact that all of those obstacles ended up working out in the end is a really beautiful thing, and only makes us cherish each other more." It makes sense that former Victoria's Secret angel Taylor Hill has a gorgeous man. She tied the knot with Daniel Fryer in a picturesque Colorado ceremony in 2023. Fryer is a private equity investor with a low-profile social media presence. In an interview with Vogue before the wedding, Hill shared, "Danny is my best friend. I'm just so looking forward to making this commitment to each other and declaring to each other that we'll be best friends forever. For me, that's what this day really means. We'll be partners in crime forever." The couple's love story began at Jazz Fest in Aspen in 2019. They were attending an event with mutual friends, and their connection was instantaneous. Hill has traveled extensively for work, but always returned to her native state of Colorado. But meeting Fryer changed her perspective. She told Vogue, "As much as I travel for work, I have literally been going nonstop since the age of 14. Colorado has always been my constant, my rock, my home, and my heart. That is until I met Danny. Danny makes me feel home wherever we are." While many people remember Colton Underwood coming out after his season of The Bachelor, they may be surprised to learn that the former football player turned reality star got married in 2023. Underwood tied the knot with Jordan C. Brown, a political strategist, in a ceremony held in Napa Valley. Their love story began at a party in LA in 2021, and the couple got engaged in 2022 in Big Sur, California. Underwood told People, "It was very natural and organic how it progressed." Brown agreed, adding, "We both just had a gut feeling." Underwood knew Brown was the one, sharing, "I've never been more sure about something. He has the biggest heart, and he's such a good friend to all of the people in his life." Brown had no prior knowledge of Underwood's history on The Bachelor when they met, and it likely wouldn't have mattered if he did. He appreciates his husband's work ethic and values, explaining, "I just think his priorities are always in the right place." Brown and Underwood expanded their family in 2024, welcoming a son, Bishop Colton Brown Underwood.
If you're wondering why Kerry Washington was sometimes wearing big coats and holding big bags on her hit television show Scandal, it's because she was busy making babies with her gorgeous husband, Nnamdi Asomugha, who she married in secret in 2013. Asomugha is arguably best known to football fans for his successful career in the NFL, but since retiring in 2013, he's also a producer and actor in his own right. Two-time Oscar nominee Keira Knightley met British rocker James Wrighton, formerly of the English band Klaxons, at a dinner party, and she had no idea who he was. Wrighton told the New York Post, "She'd never heard of us. Keira was in America when we were having our moment in the sun in the UK, so she was oblivious. But over the years, she came to loads of gigs." Despite Knightley having no idea who Wrighton was at first, a relationship was kindled. The couple went public in 2011 and said "I do" in 2013. Most people know actor Jesse Tyler Ferguson as one half of the lovable and hilarious Modern Family couple of Cam and Mitch, but in real life he's married to whip-smart and gorgeous lawyer Justin Makita, and Makita takes great pride in their marriage. On the day of their wedding, Makita tweeted, "Husband, not partner. We've worked hard to call each other husband, so let's start using it, okay? Thanks." Ferguson explained to Ellen how even though their relationship hasn't changed since their wedding, being able to call Makita his husband is also important to him, saying, "I got to check the married box and then put Justin down as my emergency contact and say his relationship to me is my husband." Grey's Anatomy star Ellen Pompeo may have had a difficult choice between dishy doctors on the hit medical drama, but in real life there is only one man for her. Still, it took the actress a whole decade to open up about her super secret, low-key wedding to music producer husband Chris Ivory. She told Martha Stewart Weddings, "At that point, I was really dying for privacy, so we flew out on a red-eye Thursday night. Friday morning we woke up, went to City Hall, had the wedding really quick, and then we went to a waffle lunch after." The happy couple welcomed their third child together in December 2016. His leading role in TV hit White Collar propelled Matt Bomer to stardom, but by the time he'd become big enough to be bothered with gay rumors, Bomer had already secretly settled down. He married Simon Halls, a publicist and his partner of 10 years, in a chill New York wedding in 2011. The actor let the cat out of the bag at the 2012 Desert AIDS Project event.
And I'd really especially like to thank my beautiful family, Simon, Kit, Walker, Henry. Thank you for teaching me what unconditional love is.
Bomer told Out magazine in a wide-ranging interview, "There's a security, a validity of knowing that it's legal. It's hard to put into words." He also shared that he and Halls endeavor to be the best parents they can possibly be to their children first and foremost. In that respect, the actor feels he couldn't possibly have found a better partner. She may be a huge in-demand movie star, but Zoe Saldana is anything but tell-all tabloid fodder. In fact, she married longtime partner Italian painter and sculptor Marco Perego in complete secret. When pressed, Saldana explained that she needed someone who could keep up with her, telling Net-a-Porter, "I'm fortunate to be challenged by an artist who also pushes himself." As a former professional wrestler, Stacy Keibler is a tough cookie, but her unlucky in love storylines with the WWE carried over into her real life, for a time anyway. She nabbed none other than George Clooney back in 2011, only for the two to split in 2013. It seems her real Prince Charming was waiting in the wings, however, as Keibler wed gorgeous tech entrepreneur Jared Pobre in an intimate beach ceremony in Mexico the following year. She told People, "Marriage is the ultimate bond of love and friendship. It means putting all your faith and trust into a person that you can't help but believe is your soulmate. Someone who has all of your best interests at heart. Someone hand-picked for you to help you grow and be the best person that you can be. Jared is all of this for me."